All right, we can go ahead and get started. The session is being recorded, so usually it takes me around a day to get it processed. I have to cut it down, re-upload it, put it on YouTube, and then send it out. So usually around a day, but if you did attend, even if you just registered and didn't attend, you'll get a recording for the session. So um, my name is John May. I am the engagement manager for Webgility. If you've been to any webinars, seen any YouTube videos, called into our support line, you've likely heard my voice. I am everywhere, whether I like it or not. And I'm joined today by Faizan. I'll let you introduce yourself, Faizan.
Thank you so much, John. Hello, everybody. It is pleasure to meet you all. I'm Fazan, a senior implementation manager at Webgility, and I'm your co-host today, along with John May, to conduct this webinar and discuss how to set up Amazon on Webgility so that you can reconcile your settlement report. I have been a part of WebGility for more than 5 years now and successfully onboarded hundreds of Amazon merchants, and they are seamlessly reconciling their settlement report bi-weekly. And I'm pretty much confident that after the end of this webinar, you will have a better understanding how to configure WebGility settings so that WebGility will help you in reconciling your Amazon orders, refunds, expenses, and QuickBooks.
Awesome. Yeah, appreciate that, Faizan. Just to kind of go over exactly what we're going to talk about today, we will start off with just like an intro to the Amazon Seller Central. Faizan has a quick, look at what Seller Central can do, and just kind of familiarize yourself with the environment. I like to give sort of a little preamble before we dive into like live demos and stuff, just to contextualize why we're talking about this and give some background information. But after that, then we will get into the actual recommended settings and workflows inside of WebGility. So Faizan has a live demo that he's going to give. Um, as I mentioned before, if you have questions throughout this live demo, or as we're talking through these things, let us know. We're happy to answer any questions you have. But then at the very end, there is that dedicated Q&A session. These sessions are scheduled to go for the whole hour, so 45 minutes to an hour. But if they go over because we are answering a lot of questions, that's totally fine. If they go under because there are no questions, that is also fine. We definitely don't hate giving you guys time back in your day. We want to make sure that you're getting value out of it. So just to dive right in, I wanted to, like I said, kind of contextualize the conversation around Amazon. The last, I don't, I see a couple repeat names here in the attendance list, but the last time we had this conversation, or the last customer webinar we had, we talked through Amazon settlement reports specifically, and how Webgility sort of enables the settlement report process, so that you don't have to do things manually. It was very obvious on that webinar that we have a lot of Amazon sellers that maybe are unsure that their WebGility is set up correctly to make sure that things are pulling through properly from Amazon and going into QuickBooks. So that's the whole reason we wanted to do this essentially follow-up webinar, where we talk about what you should be doing, how you should be setting up Amazon inside of WebGility to make sure that you're set up for success, so that the reconciliation process is easier. So while I will say all of these settings that we're going to talk about are the recommended settings that we have for Amazon sellers, there's some, little options and buttons that you need to press to make sure that things come through properly. As I always say on these webinars, there is no one way to set anything up inside of Webgility, or just one way to do anything in accounting or e-commerce in general. There's a million ways to do a million different things. But at its baseline, what we recommend will at least get you to the starting point where you feel like, okay, well, I know Amazon orders should be pulling in correctly. I know I'm getting all the fees, all the information that I need. From there, it's just as simple as tweaking it to how your workflow should, work in that case. So to dive right in, I'll actually get it handed over to Faizan to talk through the Amazon Seller Central.
Thank you. Thanks, John. So, first of all, I would like to discuss introduction to Amazon Seller Central, what it is and how it works. Second, how WebGility simplifies the settlement report reconciliation in QuickBooks. And then third, I will share my computer screen and give you a demonstration about the configuration part, and also try to post one of the small settlement reports so you can get an idea how things are going to be work, how you can reconcile your Amazon settlement report in QuickBooks. So when a merchant sign up for Amazon Seller Central, they get the ability to sell globally across multiple countries. Amazon offer two-way fulfill orders like FBA fulfilled by Amazon and FBM fulfilled by merchants. So regardless of fulfillment methods or countries, Amazon follows the same settlement workflow for each merchant. Like bi-weekly, Amazon generates settlement report, and this settlement report includes a breakdown of total number of orders settled within the period, refunds, expenses, and the final deposit amount, final payout deposited into the merchant accounts. Now, the challenge for most merchant is that while Amazon provide these reports, it can be difficult to clearly track. For example, how many orders were settled in a given period, the exact breakdown of fee, refunds, and charges, and most importantly, keeping track of QuickBooks inventory accurately to avoid overselling of products and mismatch of quantities. Now, this is where WebGility helps. Like merchant receive orders daily, so it is important to record every order in QuickBooks. This not only helps you to track the value of each order, but also ensure adjusting exactly how many quantities of orders item you have sold on Amazon. So to keep things organized, we recommend merchant set up two accounts in QuickBooks. Number one, Amazon clearing account. It is a bank type account. So we'll use it temporarily hold to all Amazon transactions, orders, refunds, fee, and adjustment. Everything will be done under this bank type account. Now, next chart of account, it's supposed to be Amazon expense account. We used to track Amazon related expenses and fee under this account. Now, the recommended workflow, what we suggest to our merchants. Number one, we suggest posting Amazon orders into QuickBooks every day as past due invoices. Number one, the transaction type of order it's supposed to be invoice. No sales order, no sales receipt. Reason behind sales order are incomplete orders. And when it comes to sales receipt, these are like accomplished order, no further actions are required. So invoices gives us flexibility to create past due invoice, unpaid invoice, and paid invoices. So why past due invoices? I believe the question that comes in your mind because while the end customer places order and it pays Amazon upfront, however, the merchant does not receive the fund until Amazon issues the settlement report. So post order as past due invoice, post order as invoice with past due status. It will reduce the inventory count in QuickBooks and record the order amount into account receivable. So first order entry is recorded. Second, your inventory is accurately tracked. Now, when Amazon generates a settlement report bi-weekly, then we suggest our customers to download the settlement report and post it into QuickBooks. So when it record the settlement report, first WebGility apply to all the order invoices that were settled in the period. Second, recording refunds as credit memo and all the expenses as check entry. So once the settlement report is posted, the balance in Amazon clearing account matches with your Amazon deposit account. And finally, for the reconciliation simplicity, we will make a transfer entry from Amazon clearing to check-in account. So this whole workflow ensures that every Amazon transaction is captured, inventory stays accurate, expenses are tracked properly, and your books are always in sync with the Amazon settlement cycle. Now I'm going to share my screen and I will walk you through with the configuration part. So I have requested you, John, to share my computer screen and
There you go.
it's this. Do you see the WebGility application?
Not yet. Go ahead and share again.
Okay, let me try it now.
There you go.
Okay, so you see my computer screen, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And actually, before you get started, I
Mm-hmm.
saw Santiago had raised his hand to ask
Okay.
a question. I will allow you to talk, Santiago. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
You're muted currently, so.
Yes.
Oh, it looks like he put his hand down. Maybe it
Okay.
was an accident. That's okay.
It was an
If you
accident.
do have a
Okay.
question, it might be easier to just put it in chat, just because then I can answer it while Faizan's doing his thing as well. So,
For
uh,
sure.
I guess we can proceed.
Okay then. That's perfect. Just a second. Huh? So, when connecting WebGLT with Amazon Seller Central, we first select the sales channel right here, exactly in how many countries you're processing orders. If it is Canada, Mexico, Brazil, so you need to enable the options over here. So currently I'm in the settlement report. What I have, it is only for Amazon.com, which belongs to Amazon USA, US marketplace. So I have enabled this checkbox. Now, the next part is all about enable options to download FBA and FBM orders. So I have seen that sometime people they are processing FBA, FBM orders both, but they only want to record one type of order. So we can enable the we can do the selection over here to download order from specific countries and from fulfillment channels. Then when it comes to the configuration part, so it's a two-way setting. First, how WebGLT is going to download orders from your Amazon Seller Central. And then when it comes to the posting settings, so we have categorized posting settings in multiple stages: orders, customers, expenses, and fee that I will walk you through. So first we'll talk about how WebGLT is going to download orders from your Amazon Seller Central. So first, everything will be downloaded within WebGility, and then from WebGility, it posts to QuickBooks. So in the first table, you can see right over here, these are the different order statuses of Amazon Seller Central. And I have checked completed, payment complete, shipped, and unshipped statuses. So completed and payment complete, they belong to FBA, fulfilled by Amazon orders, and shipped and unshipped are merchant orders, FBM. Next, you can also set the date range. By default, you can download last 90 days orders. But if you want to download prior to 90 days, then we can help you downloading and reconciling historical orders as well. Like I remember I was working with one of the customer last week for whom we have downloaded orders since 2024, December 2024. Next, here is sales tax detail. Now it is really important to check these boxes and do not download taxes. Why? Because marketplaces like Amazon, they collects and remits taxes on behalf of the sellers. So it is not at all, I mean, recommended to download the taxes. But if some sell merchants, they want to record the tax information, so we can have that option as well. We can record the taxes for specific states, but for reconciliation purpose, we recommend to do not download tax information. So this is all about order download process, how WebGLT is going to download the information. Now, after download, when it comes to posting part, how WebGLT is going to record all the orders in your QuickBooks. John, I see there is one question from Shannon
Yeah, it says Shannon asked, "What do you think would be the best timing to change the settings if we were originally set up with sales receipts instead of
instead of
invoices?"
invoice, so that can reconcile.
Yeah,
So,
my suggestion, and maybe Faizan, you might be able to add even more context,
I'm
but
so
it,
sorry. Yes,
yeah,
that thanks, John. So, my suggestion is, Shannon, when the settlement reports, the upcoming settlement report will generate. So let's say your last settlement report generated on 15th of September. So up until 15th, all the orders that are settled within the last period, we will record them as sales receipt. But starting from your upcoming settlement report, we can change the settings and start recording all the transactions as invoices.
yeah, that's what I was going to suggest as well. So yeah, the next settlement report start date would be probably the best time to switch over. Keeps it
Right.
consistent. It might not match up with like your normal closing date, which is
Hmm.
always, sort of the problem with Amazon that they work on their own time different from your reconciliation date, but yeah, that's probably the
Hmm.
best way to do it so that you're not complicating things within the settlement report itself.
Correct. That is true, John. All right. So sync settings. I told you that we have categorized the selling into different stages: orders, products, customers, discounts, and expenses and fee. So when it comes to record the order, we suggest to, I mean, it's up to you. If you have less order number, you can record them every order individually. But if you have high order volume on daily basis, let's say if you're processing 100 or 200 orders every day, so we recommend to post orders every day in a group. Like Webgility, consolidate or club all your order details under one invoice, and one invoice for every single day. But it's up to you. If you want to post them individually, then you can go with that part. We recommend to record everything as invoices if you want to reconcile. And here's the setup. So setup to map the field of invoices. Sorry, to set up for the invoice type transaction, like template, account receivable, terms, and under which account when settlement report get posted. So where it should deposit records the money of the order. Now this option, it is mandatory to keep checked, and the payment date should supposed to be deposit date. So as we discussed, right, that we are not getting payment paid from Amazon upfront as soon as the order is placed by the customer. So we are recording this order as past due invoices. But when we post the settlement report, WebGility will sort the list of orders that are paid within this period, and it will start applying payment to those orders. So it will use with this option, like if we don't uncheck this option, what WebGility will do, it will directly post the order and deposit the money into Amazon clearing account instead of account receivable. So whole concept is to record order first and deposit the money into AR account. And when Amazon releases the payment, then only WebGility will apply the payment and that money will transfer to Amazon clearing. Now, next setting for transaction setting, it is all about the fields that you want to map inside the invoice. What invoice number you want to use, transaction date, even you can select the gift wrapped shipping charges item so that WebGility can record these gift wrap, shipping, discount, and detail as a line item of the order. So this transaction field, it is all about setting up your invoice, mapping all the fields, which info you want to see. Next is all about products. So we allow sellers, if they are managing inventory in multiple inventory sites in QuickBooks, like keeping track of quantities in QuickBooks inside multiple inventory site. So we allow them to select multiple inventory site based on merchant and FBA orders. So at the time of order posting, if let's say if it is a merchant order, then WebGility reduces quantity from Dallas location of QuickBooks, and for FBA order, it will be from LA location. Now, customers. So Amazon marketplaces like Amazon, eBay, Etsy, Walmart, they never reveal customer primary contact information like phone number, email addresses, anything. It's if you see their name and the address, that's all. So there you will not have any way to get the information about customers' primary contact detail. So we recommend our customers to do not create those Amazon customers in QuickBooks directory. For example, if you want, we can create two standard customers in QuickBooks, and we can record FBA, FBM sales separately. Like if just imagine if you're processing 100 or 200 orders on daily basis, ending up creating thousands of customers on monthly basis in QuickBooks, whom you cannot send marketing email or reach out through phone. So use standard customer for FBA and FBM orders if you want to bifurcate, or you can also go with one standard customer. It's completely up to you. Then we have sales tax settings. So I told you that we are not collecting taxes, so this option will always be disabled. Next is discounts. So likewise, shipping and gift wrap charges, discount will also record as a line item. And I have seen a couple of chats, John. So would you like to
Yeah,
go over right now or
we can. It looks like we answered Michelle's for now. She's gonna check on her
okay.
settings. But Myra asked, we sell
Mm-hmm.
jewelry and each pendant has multiple necklace options at 16 inches, 18 inches, and 20 inches, box chain, and 16, 18, or 20 snake chains.
Mm-hmm.
Amazon in 2020 had one template, and since the templates changed,
Mm-hmm.
since then the templates changed. How will this affect the downloads as we have the old template but are moving right now to the new template of Amazon? I don't think it'll necessarily, and correct me if I'm wrong, it'll necessarily affect anything on the Webgility end. Because
I
as we pull orders in from Amazon, we're just
mm-hmm.
pulling in whatever Amazon has in those order details. So the template that's on Amazon end isn't super relevant to us.
Right. And when Webgility retrieve order information like it download order item, item price, shipping discount, that's all. So if let's say if she has mentioned about, that there are 16, 18, 20 box chain. So if these are different items, so WebGLD can handle it. If they are different variants, WebGLD can also handle them.
Yeah, it sounds like it shouldn't be an issue at all.
Mm-hmm.
If you do run into issues, Myra, like if you're seeing some inconsistencies with how things are posting, just let us know. But
Mm-hmm.
at first glance, I don't think this will you'll run into any issues at all.
Correct. Okay. So mm,
Proceed. Sorry.
proceed. Okay then. Okay. So likewise, shipping charges, gift wrap charges, we are also going to record discount and coupon as a line item on the order if it is there in the order summary. Last but not the least and most important, Amazon expenses and fee. So it's up to you. How would you like to record the Amazon expenses in QuickBooks? You want to record them as check entry, paid bill, and unpaid bill. And we have divided, or you can see the breakdown of expenses group. So item fee, that means all the fee related to order item, shipment related fee, promotions, and other transactions. So for all different type of fee we have created, I mean, check is the recommended option. And when I click on setup, so deposit account, it's going to be, sorry, bank account, it's going to be the clearing account. Why? Because the negative balance, it will get recorded under this account. Pay, but obvious this is going to be the, I mean, when you issue the check, so Webgility will use this vendor to record the information. Then check date is always deposit date. Why deposit date? Because let's say settlement today is 17th and Amazon generates settlement report, but it takes 24 to 48 hours and depositing the money into merchant's account. So if Amazon generates one settlement report today on 17th, then you will get paid on 19th of September. So this deposit date, when it will issue the check, it will set the 19th of September as your check date. So when you reconcile the deposits with your bank account, so you'll be aware, okay, on 19th, this much amount we have received from Amazon and it is matching with QuickBooks. Next we have Amazon expense account. So we need to I mean, I told you that we are going to create two accounts, one clearing, second is expense account. So when you run the report for this Amazon expenses NP, you will see the list of total number of expenses, right? You can see like Webgility will use this expense account to record all the fee. Now, this Amazon expense account, it's a standard account what I create, but if seller they want to record fee into multiple expense account in QuickBooks, like if they want to break down all the fee and want to record expenses into different chart of accounts or different expense account in QuickBooks, so we have given this granular option. Like for shipping there is only one type of fee. Let me open, click on this item
Yeah,
fee.
item fees, there'll be a lot more.
Right, item fee and other transactions. So
Oh yeah.
commission, order commission, then FBA related fee. So I have seen that sometimes people they want to bifurcate FBA, FBM fee into different expense account. So they can just simply select the drop down here and set the expense account over here. Like
Yeah.
currently it's my, test account. So I have just one account over here, but you can define different chart of account, different expense account, and break down all the fee. Second,
Yeah, it works
if
really
you
well if you want to have different accounts for like you don't have to do a separate account for each fee. That might be
Mhm.
a little overkill, I think, in most
Yeah.
people's case. But if you wanted to separate like your facilitator tax fees and your
hmm
like shipping and warehouse fees into their own buckets, that makes that a
hmm
lot easier for you.
So I'm going to, I have just selected this common setting option just to show you how many type of fee we are supporting. So when I click on granular mapping, then here we go. So current reserve, previous reserve, cost of advertising, subscription fee, merchant fee. Take a look.
A lot of fees,
Everything.
Amazon.
Lot of fees. Yep. Now the
Yeah.
next option, I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, I
Yes,
was just
John.
gonna say that
hmm
really illustrates how settlement reports can get really complicated and why this conversation is super relevant because yeah, with that many fees, making sure that they all go to the right places is super important. So that was all I was gonna say.
That is true. Now here, the second tab, specify how to record a refund transaction in QuickBooks. So we suggest to record check and deposits. Now we recorded all the expenses first, and now the payment of the expense and refunds. So the option here you need to select as check and deposits. And when you click on setup, you will see two tabs at the top. Number one is check and number second is deposit. So check options are all going to be the same the way we have configured previously, but in deposits, here we go. Deposit account, Amazon clearing, date deposit, and rest other information. And the last option under this refund record transaction details, item price. This item price, it is all about refund orders. So when Amazon, let's say today you have placed something, but in the upcoming settlement period, you have received a refund order detail. So Amazon will provide you only item price information. It will exclude shipping, it will exclude discount. Okay, this item you shipped on 17th of September and on 1st of October, this has been refunded. So when it provide you the refund detail, it will show that item price. So we'll record that item price as credit memo because all the charges due to refunds, shipment charges, everything, it will be recorded under this refund part. So item price only for refund orders, and we will create them as credit memo. And here's the credit memo setup. Like we have designed help article and mention all the settings with picture steps over there with all the settings and what options you need to select in the picture steps. So you can also take a look into that. Now the configuration is done. Connection, during the connection we have selected from exactly from how many sales channel or countries we are processing order. Then we configured order download setting, and now we configured order posting settings. So I have posted all the orders. Let me do one thing. Let me just show you one invoice. So when Webgility posted all the orders, it has created past due invoice. Do you see the status over here? That's the
Hmm.
past due status. Now what I'll do, I'll simply go to orders, Amazon, settlement report, and I think I posted all of them. Let me unpost and repost this one, okay? So sorry. So the deposit balance, you can see 185.63, it will match to your clearing balance. So when you download the settlement report, we have settlement ID, duration of the settlement, deposit date, and deposit amount. Sorry, I think I accidentally unposted the different one. Mm,
It's pretty quick.
okay, yeah, it's pretty because I have very less number of transactions. That could be the reason. So I select and post these two settlement reports. So it's a complete, strategic format. If any order that is not downloaded by Webgility, first it will download any order which has been readjusted, the order item value readjusted. It will download all the partial invoice. Then it verify that all the orders within the period are settled or not. Then it apply payment, it record all the expenses, refunds, and completing the reconciliation in your QuickBooks chart of account. Mm,
Yeah, so it's important to note that when you do run into issues, a lot of times it's at this stage, right? Like you're going
yes.
to go to post the settlement report and it's not going to find specific
Hmm.
transactions or some numbers don't add up. So that's why it's important to configure those posting settings so that
Hmm.
all the transactions that you're posting on your daily basis match up to what actually shows up in the payout report.
That is true. So maximum time what I have seen that people they encounter issue at this stage post order. Why? Because order items are not matching. So you need to match the order item and then reattempt to post this period. Now, that's $185.63. If I go to clearing account, it will match with this clearing balance. I hope you can see
Yeah.
the Amazon clearing in the first row, 185.63. Now, what I will do at the end, I'll transfer the fund, use the deposit date as, sorry, transfer date as deposit date here. So just July 4th, Amazon clearing to check-in account where Amazon has deposited the money, and the transfer value is 185.63, and simply, and there you go. So every time your clearing account balance will clear out to zero. And take a look, Webgility has recorded all the sale, and here's the check entry. If I double click on it, so it will give you the summary of the expense like $31.51. That is the commission, 90 cents for shipping for heavy and bulk duty. Then the second check entry, it's right here. It's for $100 and 17 cents. So again, it is for the same one. So like I have, very less number of transactions. That is why I see very less number of expenses. But if you have an, I know that there are n number of fees, subscription fee, then FBA fulfillment fee, cost of advertising. You will see, and even current reserve balance and previous reserve balance. You will see a complete summary of the expenses over here, a lump sum detail.
Yeah, it can be hard for us to get
Mm-hmm,
a live representation of all of the fees. I know I've talked about this when we talked about Amazon in the past, but Amazon does not make it easy for us to have test environments and things to play around with, so we're
mm-hmm,
very limited in what we can show.
mm-hmm.
But yeah, that should give you an idea of what the fees actually look like when it comes to, that final reconciliation and how it looks after WebGility posts.
Amazon is, very strict with its protocol. If you're not able to fulfill the order within 48 hours, they will ban your account.
Myra asks, can you just create one account called Amazon fees and connect them to all of them? Absolutely. That's a totally viable option.
Hmm.
We give you the option to sort of map those fees to all of their own individual accounts if you'd like. And that just gives you more, capability for that fidelity of information. So if you'd like to know and have everything segmented and put into its own little box, then you can definitely create an account for everything. But if you aren't too concerned and you're happy managing, maybe it's not that complicated, you don't have that many fees that you need to track, then using just one account will work.
And even we also recommend to use one specific account so you can see the complete summary.
Yeah.
Like, let me share my screen so that I can show you. Um, So if I run the report for this particular, so here you will see the check entries. If I double click on this one, I'll see, okay, for this particular period I have received, I mean, I have been charged for this much amount, and here are the fee details. So that is why, I mean, and again, it's up to you.
Yeah. I would say if you're just getting to the point where you're feeling comfortable with having
Mm-hmm,
things post from through WebGility from Amazon to
mm-hmm,
QuickBooks, having it go to one account makes it a lot easier because if something's going wrong or there's an
mm-hmm,
issue, it makes it a lot easier to track down. But yeah, as
mm-hmm,
you get more comfortable with it, some people will definitely have maybe more of an affinity to have things separated or segmented out, and that's always an option, which is why we have all those settings so that you
mm-hmm.
can sort of kind of change things to fit your workflow.
Right. There's a chat from Shannon. She mentioned that I downloaded the settlement report one time early and it created a lot of inventory adjustment. Do you know what those are? So first of all, when it comes to inventory adjustment, I told you that when Webgility start posting the settlement report, so it posts every single order that is settled, whether you have posted it or not, or even if you haven't downloaded yet. So at the time of order posting, Webgility will reduce the order item quantity. That's the one time of adjustment. Second adjustment, it relates to FBA order. Like, let me share my screen again.
Mm.
So within expenses and fee, I mean, most of the sellers, they do not enable this option, but maybe this option is enabled for you. If you check your settings, create inventory adjustment for FBA inventory reimbursement. So any order, let's say it happens with FBA order that I mean your item is theft or missing from the warehouse. Second, while returning to that returning the order item gets damaged, stolen, anything, any kind of issue happens. So we can record the adjustment for the FBA order. So maybe this option is enabled for you and this could be possible. That is why there are so many adjustment. But again, you can reach out to our support team and they will take a look into that and give you more clarity. Um, the next one is from Myra. She said that I don't have a lot of fee from Amazon, so I just have one account. I fulfill my items with less than 5 returns a
Yeah.
year.
So she's just
Okay,
confirming, I think that
right.
that one Amazon fees account
Mm-hmm.
is how she's doing it, and I think that's perfectly fine. I think
Right.
that's a perfectly capable
Yep.
way of doing it. So.
Okay.
Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
as Faizan said, Shannon, if you are unsure how those inventory adjustments are being made, just reach out to us. We can take a look. Like he said, I
Mm-hmm.
think it mostly has to do with posting that settlement report. It's going to make those adjustments because you're posting the orders, right? Like it should be adjusting your
Mm-hmm.
QuickBooks inventory because Amazon is, declare that inventory as reduced based on your orders. So from there, I think, yeah, to do inventory
It
adjustments.
was
Okay,
marked to the
so it was that
inventory adjustment.
additional. Okay, perfect. So
Right.
good. I'm glad that we could solve that on the call. Sometimes it can be hard to figure out stuff
Right.
specifically when it's going wrong, but that's perfect.
Yep.
Um, okay, cool. I guess now is the dedicated Q&A session. So if anybody has any questions, anything that you want to ask us, I'd like to say keep it on the topic of Amazon, but if there's something else more WebGility related just in general, feel free to ask it here. Again, if we can't ask it on, or if we can't answer it on this call specifically, we will follow up with you, get you the answer you need. So we're ending a little early today, then, I think. Nobody hates time back in their Wednesday, so.
That's true, Jan.
Perfect. Oh, do you have any tips for posting when Amazon orders come in long after the
Long
current
after the
day?
current day. Um, so come in long after current day. Like, I mean, I'm not getting exactly, John, what that phrase it means. Long after the current day, what means?
So
Is it
my
specific time?
assumption would be that because we're talking about, daily posting, right? Like we want it to post
Okay.
summaries every day. I think
Uh-huh.
my assumption would be that they would just come in the following day, right?
Mm-hmm. My suggestion, and I have also noticed
Oh, still getting,
on
I get it. I see. This is a common issue with Amazon that orders sometimes
um
don't even show up until like another week later, another
another
month
week
later in
later.
this case.
If you want Webgility to download every order, like it's like or download order every day or whatsoever it is, I suggest that use order time zone as specific time zone first of all, because Amazon follows specific time zone. If you check your order details on Amazon Seller Central, then you will see a PDT timestamp over there that this order placed at 11:30 at PDT. And if you have set East Coast Eastern time zone over here, then it will count next day. Like Webgility will download order date as next day. So first of all, use time zone as specific time zone. Now, let's say that if you have downloaded orders after long, so 3 or 4 days later you have downloaded that order, it's fine because orders is not settled yet. Settlement report is not issued. So when WebGility posts the order, it will use order date as your invoice date. So if you record, so if inventory adjustment happens, then it will also reduce the quantity count for that specific day.
Yeah, yeah, and if because I've heard of situations where we
Mm-hmm.
have it configured to download orders every single day, but sometimes the Amazon order itself doesn't actually get to you until, a month
Mm-hmm.
later.
Mm-hmm.
In that case, it's sort of just like a timing issue, right? Like you just have to wait until that order does get posted to even be able to post that payout. And I think that's just something that we end up having to work
Mm-hmm.
through. I think
Right.
that's an Amazon issue above all else.
Mm-hmm. Now, I have seen one chat from Myra. She asked, how long does it take to set up Amazon to WebGility? So, when your onboarding begins, it hardly takes 5 minutes to integrate with Amazon and QuickBooks. Secondly, if you go with this recommended setup, then it will at max it takes 10 to 15 minutes, not more than that. So in 15-20 minutes, your connection and configuration is done and you will start downloading the order. But one thing I would like to talk about, if you're planning to most of the Amazon merchant cases with Amazon accounts, so people they would like to download historical orders prior to 90 days, like starting from 1st of Jan 2025. So we need to, request our development team to start retrieving order from Amazon Seller Central from that specific date, which takes time. So configuration connection, it will done within a session. But if you're planning to download historical order, then you have to give us like 3 to 4, 5 business days so we can import all the orders, settlement report, and we can start posting them to QuickBooks. Right. Next is from Michelle. So should my settlement date be same as the payout date? Yes, that is true. The settlement date is always as the deposit date.
Yeah.
I'm still getting August transaction, Shannon said. So,
Yeah, I think that's that problem that we were talking
mhm.
about where
Okay.
Amazon sometimes just doesn't get the transaction to you.
Yes,
I
Paul. Oh, I'm sorry.
you
Please, John,
recognize
go
Paul.
ahead.
No, I was just gonna say that
I recognize Paul. I recognize Deborah. There are a few participants whom I have onboarded. So, yes, pleasure to meet you, Paul. I-
yeah, you were here when I started.
Uh-huh.
So you
Yeah.
definitely you've got years on me for sure.
Hmm. Yes.
And yeah, and I was gonna say, Michelle, for the Amazon transaction, if you see that going forward and you've looked at all the settings that we talked about today and everything is set up in, the recommended cadence, and you're still seeing transactions come through late, I'm assuming that that's what I've heard is kind of common in that Amazon just doesn't get the transactions to you until later, because of, fulfillment issues or delays in their logistics. I don't know that there's anything that we can do about that, but just let us know and we can take a look and verify that there's nothing else that we can do to speed up that process, because I know that that makes reconciliation really hard when you don't get a transaction until a month later to be able to close that settlement report. So
Mhm.
cool. Well, this
Mhm.
was this was good. Like I said, this whole session's recorded, so you'll get a link to the YouTube video that has the session's recording in it. And then that YouTube video will lead you to the playlist that we have of all of our customer webinars that we've done. So if you want to look back at any of the previous topics that we've covered, catch yourself up on the conversation, you're always more than welcome to do that. I'll also include a link to the help article that Faizan referenced, where we talk through basically all that we talked about today as well. The recommended settings for Amazon on Webgility Desktop. Um, and then I'll include a link to the slide deck just in case you want to see that additional slide that Faizan had in there as well. But if anybody else has any questions, now would be the time. Otherwise, I can give you guys back, 15 minutes in your Wednesday. And Becky says,
And
"Thank you, Faizan and John. Happy to be on
yes.
board with Webgility and your team. We thank you. We wouldn't be here without you. This is why we do these
Hmm.
webinars, because we want to make sure you guys are getting the most out of Webgility, that you guys have everything you need. So
Right. And I have also shared the help article link in the Zoom chat. So if everybody wants to check it out, please go for it. Okay.
perfect.
All
Thanks,
right, John,
guys.
it was a pleasure. conducting this webinar with you today and looking forward to connect again. Thank you,
Likewise.
everybody.
Thanks, Faizan. You
Thank
killed
you.
it. Have a good one, everybody.
Yeah, you know, bye. See you.